Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable for some audiences. Your discretion is advised.
Hey wrestling fans, welcome back to another edition of WPOV Global. I'm your host, the legend T. James Logan. With me, my compadre, my sidekick, my man about the town. Yes, women, hold your hearts and start a fluttering. It is truly the gentleman, Elio Canella. Elio, you suave dog, how are you?
Yes, how's it going?
You know what? Last week, we talked about the last 2 weeks being a little bit overwhelming and a little bit tiring and whatnot. I don't know what about this week, but I seem to be well rested, and there was still a lot of wrestling, not a ton of wrestling, but there was a lot of wrestling that we had to cover this week. We have our regular shows, folks, plus we had to cover 2 dontaku shows from New Japan, and we opted out this week. Impact held a kind of special show called Code Red, where they teamed up with House of Glory. Yeah, they teamed up with House of Glory. I didn't even mention it to you, Elio.
That sounds like one of their. That sounds like one of their one-night only shows.
Yeah, it was kind of that deal, and the lineup was like, wow. When Tommy Dreamer's in the main event, I'm not going to be talking about it. Okay, just simple. So
I did see the results.
Yeah, me too. I had to take a look at the results, but the truth of the matter is, none of the matches really meant anything. In the overall view, there was nobody of consequence fighting each other. It was a lot of House of Glory guys versus Impact guys. So, in the overall scheme of things, it didn't mean much. And, I guess it was a fun night. I didn't really watch any of it. I didn't watch it at all. But we got our regular 4 shows that we're going to be talking about this week. We're going to be talking some New Japan. First of all, how are you doing, Elio? Like, obviously, I'm awake and full of piss and vinegar, and extra piss because I was drinking the vinegar. But you, my friend, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing a lot better than last week. I don't know who was co-hosting with you last week, but if that imposter identifies himself as a gentleman, Elio Canella, you can tell them for me. I'm sure they're mistaken. Well, because there's only one gentleman, and he is me, and me is he. And I'm feeling great. My voice is back.
Oh my goodness, you're
I'm
even
feeling
rhyming.
a lot better, and I'm ready to do this.
Now, you know what? Last week, suspiciously, folks, there was no video feed to me. Usually me and Elio are looking at each other. We're switching around. But last week, suspiciously, with the weird voice, there was no video feed. And I'm having my wonderings. It kind of sounded to me like it was Miguel Cole beating the head wearing a sock over his face that was talking. So maybe Miguel Cole tried to steal your thunder, because I listened this week on Wrestling POV, and that idiot got himself put back in the Book of Shame again.
Yo, what is going on over there? Apparently they're involved in some sort of a lawsuit.
Yeah. Apparently the puppet is going to sue them. Now, I guess, we call ours the Book of Shame. They call the book, but it's the same idea. And you know what? It's going to be a sad day when one of us puts the other, me and you, in that book. So I hope that never happens. But you know what? If you start hanging out with Sammy Callahan or Tommy Dreamer or something like that, you know what? I almost put myself in the Book of Shame.
You won't have to put me in the book. I'll put myself in the book.
Now, I almost had to put myself in the book, Elio, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I found in the back of my closet an ECW jersey that I got at a wrestling show. And it was signed by Tommy Dreamer. And I swear, I wanted to put myself in the book. And for the life of me, I could not figure out why in the hell I had this thing. But then I did remember that for some stupid reason, and this is a man thinking here, I tried to give that to my wife as a gift, and I thought she'd be impressed because it was signed by a wrestler.
Oh, no.
Yeah, not only did she hate the thing, She didn't care for the wrestler either. And smart on her because it was Tommy Dreamer. But, folks, I did not go insane and start hanging out with Tommy Dreamer. That'll never happen. I'm sorry. There's not enough drugs. There's not enough brain damage that I can occur that I'm going to think Tommy Dreamer is someone I want to hang out with. So, and I can honestly say this, Elio. I have met Tommy Dreamer.
Uh-oh.
I was backstage with Tommy Dreamer at a show once. And I got to tell you, I'm not going to say bad things about the guy personally, but he's definitely not the kind of guy that I want to hang out with. I walked away thinking, don't like this dude at all and don't care for him. So, yeah, folks, it's for people who are wondering if I'm just picking on old Tommy Dreamer because I've seen him on TV and because he's raggedy, crappy looking pants and his terrible wrestling body and face and
we're just ragging on him because he just sucks as a wrestler. He's just terrible.
And I guess there might be a little bit of private stuff with me because I did meet him. And definitely, I got to tell you, Elio, I have met a lot of wrestlers, a lot of big name guys. And I got to tell you, man, like 98% of them are the nicest guys. I've met a few guys.
I bet those 98% are heels on camera.
A lot of them are. You find that the heels tend to be the nicest guys. One guy that I met who wasn't... Well, this is really funny because... The three guys that I can say that I did not enjoy their company were all former ECW wrestlers.
Oh.
When I met Tommy Dreamer,
wow.
Can you guess the other two?
Yeah.
Take a guess, Elio. Take a guess who the other two are. They're big name ECW wrestlers, and one of them is currently has his stupid face over in ROH.
Oh, wow. I
wanted
to say Bully Ray.
Yes, Bully Ray is not a very nice guy. He's the second guy.
Wow.
The third guy, and this one might not surprise anyone at all, but Raven was definitely not a nice guy.
Wow.
Raven was a dick. All he cared about was making money. He cared nothing about where he was at, what he was doing. He didn't care much for the fans. As long as you bought something, he would talk to you for a minute or two. Yeah, so the only bad experiences I've ever had meeting wrestlers personally were former ECW guys so far. Three of them. Three of the big names.
Yeah,
so.
Bully Ray doesn't seem like a really cool guy that I'd want to hang out with.
He's not. He actually kind of lives his gimmick. He really thinks he's the biggest.
Wow.
He really thinks he's all that stuff that you see on TV, and he kind of acted like that. Like, it wasn't acting. We were backstage, and he was treating people like that. A lot of people didn't like him. Raven, he was very standoffish. And Tommy Dreamer, well, he would talk to the guys, but some of the stuff he talked about, and I don't even get into it, but it was just like, I just was not impressed with the things he was talking about. The non-wrestling kind of way he carried himself was very unprofessional. I didn't enjoy it. Maybe this was a good 7 years ago, so maybe things have changed. But all I know is I came away from there thinking, I don't like this guy. I don't want to interview this guy. I don't want to even hang out with this guy. So unfortunately, but I got to tell you, some of the other guys I've met, like I met Nick Aldis, and I thought Nick Aldis was going to be a bit of a jerk. He was like one of the smartest, most laid-back guys I ever met.
You told me to. You were asking me last week to check out that match with Marty Scurll, and I went and checked it.
And
I hate when they do this. You go to watch a certain video and it's replaced by something else.
Yeah, you know what? That's
it was they showed a UFC some UFC thing.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go to third-party sites, folks. Sometimes you I guess if you don't pay for the Honor or whatever it was on. Oh, no, it wasn't even on that, was it? The Crockett Cup. Well, I don't even know where the heck it was. But anyways, let's move forward here. Let's talk about, before we get into our rumblings today, let's talk about the poll. Since we're talking about wrestlers, let's talk about the poll. I want you to pull up the results. And I believed that it came down to 51 to 49% in the voting. And the computer had to figure it out because...
It was close. It was by one.
By one vote. One vote. And fans, it seems that just one more of you thought that Austin, or I almost forgot his name again. Ace Austin
is
not a credible wrestler. That it was no. 49% of you, 49.9% of you picked him as yes. Now, there was a few people, and I remember we just quickly looked at the poll before we came on, and you said to me, hey, I wonder if there's trolls on here asking these kind of questions. Somebody, I'm not even going to name that guy's name, but somebody had written on there, are you guys serious? Well, obviously we are if more than 50% of the people question this question too. Now, the reason we asked this is because, the guy has some talent, but there's a ton of wrestlers out there with talent. Our problems was the ridiculous hooky crap that he does, pulling the ace card out, putting the magician's cane. I mean, this is the stuff you see 12-year-olds do. And I thought I thought it hurt his presentation rather than accentuate it. So that's why I asked if other people were looking at that and seeing this and going, I don't like that presentation. Maybe that guy, if he was presented, you know what? He has talent. Not going to lie, Elio. The guy's got a lot of talent. Read some of the question or some of the responses from our fans.
So, some of the comments are from Sean Nixon says, I like him. There's still room for him to grow.
True. We never said there wasn't.
Marquis Curtis said, Baby Gambit, I don't really care for the dude, and especially his victory at rebelling over P.D. Williams.
Now, Baby Gambit, that's a funny cut because it has the whole thing to do with the card and the ridiculous kind of coat and things he wears in there. So, yeah, okay. I get it. Baby Gambit, that's funny.
Oh. Nathan Williams says, I like him. I've seen 3 matches so far.
Yeah, he's new to some people. He's new to me. I've only seen 3 or 4 matches of the guy, but he's kind of in our face, so I'm still on the fence.
Rashad Sims said, who is that?
Yep.
Okay, again, David Sanders posted a picture of the New Day.
Which kind of, and it was the New Day being kind of goofs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously he doesn't take it very seriously.
Alderon 6 Jen Harley posted another picture saying who dat.
So obviously a few people are a little bit down on Ace Austin. I keep wanting to say Austin Aries. Man, I miss that guy. Anyways, Ace Austin.
Paul T. Phillips says, I've been following Ace Austin for years. The growth he's done in the ring is awesome. His interaction with fans is amazing.
Okay, I have not yet seen him interacting with fans yet, have you? I mean, the matches we've seen, he seems to have minimal action with the fans, and maybe that's part of where he is now. I know going to independent
I've only seen him tagging the fans like on his way out of the ring. That's about it. That's the only interaction.
Well, one thing I do notice is I go to a lot of independent shows, and it's a whole different beast dealing with wrestlers dealing with people at smaller shows than it is at television shows. Quite a bit difference there.
Okay.
So
those are all the comments that we have for today.
Well, you know what, Franz? Thank you for voting. They tell me it was a good turnout, and this was the closest vote we ever had. Now, we and Elio want to say here, we've talked about this. Ace Austin is a good wrestler, but the problem here is in the way he's presenting himself. And the way he presents himself is annoyingly kind of cringy to us, and we wanted to know if we were just. And
he's starting to give his opponents paper cuts with the Ace. Card.
Yeah, that's a Jimmy Havoc crap. That makes it even worse. All I'm saying, we're going to give this some time, but obviously half of you are not digging his presentation. But let's get into some rumblings. I know there's lots of stuff going on there's always stuff going on in the world of professional wrestling. First of all, let's talk some signings. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting signing from MLW. Now, let's see if I got this right. Ross and Marshall Von Erich. Is that right?
Ross and Marshall Von Erich. Yep, Ross and Marshall.
Now, these are the sons of Kevin Von Erich are being signed to MLW. I find that pretty cool.
Wow.
I hope I hope they can live up to some of the name. The whole Von Erich thing was a big tragedy over the years. Watching that family, be at the top and then so many of them dying, committing suicide, all kinds of stuff. So, this is cool. I like it. I don't know how these guys are. I don't know what kind of talent they have, but we'll see. Next, we have some interesting signings that I want to talk about in Impact. First of all, Rich Swann. Rich Swann signing a 2-year contract, I do believe.
Rich Swann, he's not on our list of favorites at the moment.
No, he's not. No, he's not. The second one, and I don't know if you knew about the situation, and this is sort of what I've been gathering and hearing from people around, has to do with Willie Mack. Now, Willie Mack signed with Impact. Now, apparently, going into the Crockett Cup appearances, remember he had to defend his belt, he was, how this worked, the NWA was given a cease and desist order from Lucha Underground saying Willie Mack was still under contract and that they did not want him competing for ROH or for NWA.
Oh, that's right. I was reading about the Lucha messing with the guy's contracts like that.
Now, here's where things get kind of crappy. There's been rumors that Lucha Underground, while they've been doing this, they will funnel wrestlers back to AAA and Impact. And all of a sudden, Willie Mack signs with Impact the next day. So a lot of people in the NWA office are not happy with this. They felt that, there's a bit of collusion and things going on. We're not legal beagles. We have no idea. But it does sound a little suspicious. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I like Willie Mack. I think he's a great contender. Looking forward to seeing him a lot on Impact. It's too bad to burn bridges like that with the NWA, though. Not cool. So we'll have to see how that develops over the time. You got any news out there, Elio?
I actually have one piece of AEW news, which I'm not sure what to think about this, but a few former WWE superstar names is said to possibly be making a comeback at AEW Double or Nothing. The first being Jack Swagger, who following his WWE run transitioned to MMA, picking up victories in Bellator.
Now,
and I can't believe this second name is still floating around out there. People still believe CM Punk's going to show up.
Oh my lord. Okay, first of all, Jack Swagger. You know what? I don't think it makes a difference if he shows up, and it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, yes, he's been doing MMA, but he was also in MLW last year. He was in Lucha Underground for all of last season. The guy is willing to show up anywhere, so yeah, that one doesn't surprise me. And let's face it, is Jack Swagger that big of a name value? I don't think he's going to sell any tickets, to be honest.
Not really. No.
Not really. CM Punk. Now, there was that crazy thing, that video that showed up, and they claimed that he was under a mask helping out somebody. Absolutely no proof that this person could even be CM Punk, but people have been riding with it, and I don't think that was CM Punk, but I do think that he's letting people propagate this just in case he ever wants to go back into wrestling. His name is still fresh.
You know, CM Punk is not the only one to do GTS. Hideo Itami also does the GTS.
Yes, so does anybody really. I mean,
right, I can even do a GTS.
You meanie. If you do that to the cat one more time, I am phoning the SPCA on you. I seen that video, Elio. I seen that.
Oh, no.
We got any more news out there? No, I guess that was it for news. But,
no, that's about it for news.
All right. Well, you know what? It's time we take a look at the New Japan scene right now.
Okay.
It seems like we've been going through show after show of dontaku, the road to dontaku.
Non-stop.
The sniff of dontaku. Weird,
oh my goodness.
Weird names of Kung Fu dontaku, the king of radishes. I don't know. It was getting ridiculous, but we watched the shows, and I gotta say, oh man, it kind of sucked because all these Road to shows, all the main events were like the same every night. It was like, 5-man tag teams against 5-man tag teams, and there was no singles things, nothing of real.
I noticed that in the first 2 days, I believe it was, like, they were like mirror cards of each other.
Yeah, they were pretty much like that the whole tour, man. I watched them all, and I don't mind watching one, maybe even at the most 2 of those type matches over a tour, but watching them constantly it's just, they're not that great of matches. So, but we came to the end. We came to the end of dontaku, and there are a few things that we're going to talk about. I don't know if you got a chance to see this. This one breaks my heart. On day one of dontaku, Jeff Cobb losing the never openweight title to Tai Chi, one of the crappiest wrestlers, right up there with Yoshihashi in my books.
You know what? I did see day one. I just don't recall most of like the matches that I was watching. I just know that I did watch day one. I started to, and then Sengoku Lords took me out of it.
Yeah. So Jeff Cobb losing that belt. He's still the ROH television champion. Still doing appearances, however, for New Japan, so that'll be interesting.
He lost it to an opera singer.
Oh, not even an opera singer. The guy is like a lip syncer. An opera lip syncer, folks. The guy comes down and pretends to sing into a microphone that's not plugged in while the song is blaring over the thing. Dressed all in full Phantom of the Opera gear. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I wish I could say after all this he was a good wrestler, but he's not. He's a cheaty, whiny little thing that just doesn't have a lot of talent, but he knows how to stall.
He's a Yoshihashi.
Yeah, he's Yoshihashi. If Yoshihashi and Larry Zbyszko had a love child, it would be Tai Chi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, Jeff, sorry you lost the belt, bro. Better luck next time. And I know you'll still be popping around New Japan. Let's talk about now night 2 of dontaku. And I know you did watch a couple of these matches. I told you to keep an eye on them. First of all, we had Tomohiro Ishii taking his battle to Evil. The two of them had been going at it.
That was a pretty good match.
That was very good. Hard hitting. But like Ishii matches are always like so physical. I mean, they run into each other. They slap.
I know.
It was crazy.
Jeez.
Ishii finally getting the win.
Mhm.
So this will put this kind of feud to bed for a while. So Evil coming out on the
Oh,
losing end. Now,
okay.
the other part they had been pushing, Sonata getting a title shot against Kazuchika Okada. Now, did you watch this match, Elio?
Yes.
What did you think of this match? Tell me your impressions of
This was
Sonata.
a pretty good match. This was a pretty good match. I like Sonata. I like Okada.
Mhm.
Remember the one part of the match where I think it was Sonata was, I don't know if it was this one or if it was the other one, but one of them had the other hooked up near the guardrail, looked for a suplex, and then it turned into a neck breaker.
Yeah, that was in this one.
Yeah.
Now, folks, what was interesting about this was at first a hard sell for some fans because Sonata has faced Okada 5 times in the past and has never even come close to winning. And the whole
Yeah,
point
they were
here,
saying that 5 times.
yeah, the whole point here was that a lot of time has passed now. Sonata has grown
Hmm.
as a wrestler, and
Hmm.
can he run with Okada? Can he beat Okada? I mean, more people weren't thinking could he beat Okada. They were like, could he even hold his own against Okada? And I think he did. He really looked like he really a great showing here. He could have easily come out on this one, and I think this would be the one that has finally put Sonata into the top echelon of New Japan right now.
And I have a question about some of these matches.
Yeah.
Like how many guys are in this group Chaos like all
Oh my
together?
gosh. Let's count them. There's that new guy, Mikey Nichols. There's Okada, Ishii. Um, who else is in there? Toriano.
Okay.
Um,
Because
There's at
I
least
asked
seven. There's at least 6 or 7
be,
guys.
I asked because like when I'm looking down the list of the matches,
Yeah.
it says Chaos and it's got like a couple of guys. Then the next match will be Chaos, but it has different guys.
Yeah. No, there's at least 6, maybe 7 guys in Chaos. I mean, the Bullet Club's right now got about at least 6 or 7 guys.
Okay.
Los Ignobles has at least 5 guys in it. Those are the 3 major factions. Oh, and I don't know. They call it Taguchi Japan, but he has kind of a rotating list of 5 guys that come in and out.
Okay.
Factions are pretty big in New Japan.
I know Phantasmo made his Bullet Club appearance on this card.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
What did you think? Did you watch it?
I didn't get to see this one, but I was just reading down the list of the matches and I noticed his name.
Yeah. You know what, folks? I have been a big fan of El Tantasmo for quite a while. I know I've been pushing on Elio a lot. We watched a lot of him in Rev Pro and some other places. Terrific wrestler. Western
Yep.
Canadian boy from Vancouver, and he's amazing. I think he's going to do very well. Now, let's take a quick look here. I want to talk about the upcoming Super Juniors tournament, the Best of Super
Okay.
Junior. Okay, this will be starting. It runs from May 13th until June 5th. Holy crap. That means we got 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and
Wow.
here's the tournament. They have an A block and a B block. Now, the reason it might be going so long is they might actually do it like they do, what do you call it, the G1, where you have to face everybody in your block 1.
Oh, okay.
So that means, 2, 4, 6, 8, there's 10 guys in each block, which
Right,
means
right.
you have to face 9 matches
Okay.
and then go on to the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
For your block. So in block 1, I find this interesting. We have Dragon Lee, Jonathan Gresham, Marty Skrull, Sho,
Okay.
Shingo Tagagi. I never say his name right. Taiji Ishimori, Taka Michinobu. Well, that's pretty interesting. Tiger Mask 4, Titan, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Now,
I'm sorry, Tiger Mask 4. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
yeah, well, Tiger Mask, if you've been watching, he's always in the opening match. He's an older man now, but he's still a lighter heavyweight.
Okay.
Now, I mean, they've got in this Jonathan Gresham and Marty Skrull. There's your Americans. They have an interesting style.
Yep.
Ishimuro, well, we know him as the Bone Soldier. He's definitely one to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taka Michinoku. They're in the same group together. So that's kind of interesting. You have 2 Mexican wrestlers in Dragon Lee and Titan. And then you have Shingo and Sho, who, Shingo and Yo have been really going at it. So be interesting to see how this match goes. We move over to the B bracket, and we got Bandito, Bushi, El Desperado, El Phantasmo, Flip Gordon, Robbie Eagles, Rocky Romero, Rizuki Taguchi, Will
The coach.
Ospreay, the coach,
Yep.
and Yo. So, I mean, there is that possibility. We could have the dream matchup that Yo dreams of in the finals of Yo versus Shingo. That's possible. Will Ospreay. What if you have Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll in the final? That's something we've seen in the before.
So they split the Roppongi 3K.
Yeah, well, yeah, they split every faction in here.
Oh,
I mean, you look. There's guys. There's Los Ignobles guys on each bracket. I mean, Bushi's tag team partner Shingo is in the other block. You know,
oh, okay, all right,
El Desperado's tag team partner Yoshinobu Kanemaru is in the other block.
okay,
Yeah, so there's a possibility that you could, and it's probably better to split the teams because you don't necessarily want them fighting each other now. You know,
right.
So that is going to be very interesting. The final night will be held in Sumo Hall, and it'll be the main event will be Hiroshi Tanahashi getting his return match with Jay White.
Wow, that's one to watch.
That'll be interesting. You know, like Jay White totally took apart Tanahashi's. You know, went for the knee, went for all the arm, went for all the kind of stuff to try and hurt him, and he did beat him for the belt. So this is interesting. Now, before we let go of the New Japan stuff, I'm just going to rattle them off. We're probably going to cover them next week because it doesn't start till June 9th. You know, in a week or two we'll talk about it more. But the 3 announced matches for Dominion on June 9th are Never Openweight Heavyweight Champion Tai Chi defending against Tomohiro Ishii, IWGP Intercontinental Champion Kota Ibushi putting his belt up against Tetsuya Naito, and IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada putting his belt against Chris Jericho. Some interesting matches.
That one should be interesting.
Well, you know what? We're going to break those down later, folks, as we get closer to the tournament. Obviously, we're going to be stuck in the Best of Super Juniors for a while, talking and discussing how those are going on, and trying to keep. You got any predictions for anybody you want to see win the Best of Super Junior this year?
I can't really pick any one specific person that I want to see at the moment. Maybe like later as weeks go by.
Well, I'm going to say this just because he's my bro and I know him. I'm desperately cheering for El Phantasmo, and I hope he makes it right through the final. Although even I got to say a Yo versus Shingo match in the finals would be pretty damn interesting.
Yeah, because you were saying it was a show in Shingo that was in this one, right?
Well, they're in the A block, but Yo's in the B block, so they could make it to the finals and have Yo versus Shingo as a final.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, you know what, folks? That is our look at New Japan. We're going to take a quick look at ROH right now. First of all, let's talk about the show, and then we're going to go over a little bit about the upcoming War of the Worlds.
Okay, so let's see what we have for ROH in the opening match. For ROH, we had PJ Black defeating Eli Isom.
Now, was that ever any doubt?
Nope. No, I don't know. They did this Shinobi Shadow Squad or whatever they're called. Yeah, not a fan of these guys.
Yeah, they're pretty much like Lucha House Party or what were those guys? The Pin Me Pay Me guys. Remember those guys?
Yeah. Then we had the Women of Honor's champion Kelly Klein defeating Ray Lynn after the match. Of course, we had Allure coming out and attacking Kelly Klein. Jenny Rose came to help out, and they laid her out.
Poor Jenny Rose. She's the perennial chubby girl who never gets the boy.
And in the main event, we had Lifeblood defeating the Kingdom, and at the end, Tracy Williams called out Bully Ray. And
okay, I would like to discuss this match.
Okay,
Lifeblood. You know, they're off and on again in my mind. But this pairing I really do enjoy. Tracy Williams. I know he's smaller than a lot of guys, but he's very talented, and I really enjoy watching him. This match was tremendous. I don't care what people say about the Kingdom from the past. The Kingdom is a darn good unit. You know, Matt Taven is pretty credible, but so are these guys too. You know, they've really worked hard, and I enjoy the Kingdom a lot. It's interesting that the Kingdom is kind of in this kind of like plateau right now where everyone's kind of using them as a stepping stone to make a name for themselves. So,
of course.
Sorry?
Oh, go on.
I was going to say the whole Bully Ray stuff is almost bordering on who cares for me at this moment.
Yep.
Overall, what would you give this show on our rating scale?
Well, before I give my reading, then we also had Dalton Castle giving his quote apology and then attacking the boys again.
Yeah. Hasn't this happened before? Like,
Yeah, it happened at G1 Superguard, and now it happened again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that this kind of falls along. The boys are kind of useless. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if they were good wrestlers, but they're not really that good of wrestlers.
I enjoy Lifeblood. I'm gonna give this one maybe a B minus C.
All right, I'm gonna give it a B. I thought it was okay. The Bully Ray stuff detracted from it. I enjoyed Kelly Klein, and I'm interested in the Allure thing. Eli Ipsum and the Shinobi Shadow Squad are, I don't know, they're just filler. You know, you know what? I'm gonna make it a B minus now. The more I talk about it, I'm dropping it down a bit. It's a B minus.
I love how Allure is using the Dean Ambrose / Abyss logos, drawing it on their opponents' foreheads.
Yeah.
That's original. That's original.
Well, you know what, folks? We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we have our other 3 regular shows that we discuss. And we're going to get to open up the book, see how the Book of Shame's doing this week, and start a new poll. So, folks, bear with us. We're going to take a little break right about now.
Hello, this is Miguel Cole from the Wrestling POV podcast. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar and Elbow brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com and save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Collar and Elbow has t-shirts, hoodies, sunglasses, and more. And the best part, you're helping out your local indie wrestlers. And you're helping out the best wrestling podcast of all, Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global. You don't want to miss out. So save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Oh my goodness!
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson and this is Bruce Pritchard. And you're listening to the Wrestling POV podcast.
Oh, we're back, folks. That was a tremendous bathroom break. I'm going to give that one an A.
Okay, that overrides ROH's rating for the week.
I was afraid sold it there for a second. I was like, come on, man, back me. Thank you. All right, you know what? Let's take a look at WWE NXT this week, UK. All right.
Okay. All right.
Once again, we're still in Brooklyn, New York. So these are matches that obviously happened now a little while ago, but were fresh to us. So let's enjoy it as such.
This is actually going to be the last week. We're in Scotland next week.
Excellent. Okay. Now, we open up with a match with the Kiwi Buzzsaw, Travis Banks, taking on... Now, I don't recall seeing this guy before. Mansoor?
No, I've only heard him on... he's wrestled mainly on live events, from what I know. But this is my first time seeing him. I wasn't too impressed with this guy.
No? I was... I kind of gave him half marks. He was okay. To be honest, though, it was one of those feelings where I never thought for a minute Travis Banks was in trouble of losing here. Mm-hmm. You know? He does all his greatest hits. He has an incredibly nice running kick across the apron, just like, what's his name? Finn Balor. I enjoyed that.
Yep.
Finishes with Slice of Heaven and the Kiwi Crusher. So, yeah, he got some cool stuff in there. Slice of Heaven, I guess, basically is kind of like... it's like Cody Rhodes' kick, isn't it? You kind of like jump off the rope and get like an enziguri to the head.
Yeah, it's a beautiful disaster.
Yeah.
Whatever he used to call it.
Yeah, okay. And the Kiwi Crusher is kind of cool, but it's sort of like the Ace Crusher, or just like whatever other person who's used is called. Michinoku Driver's Close, I guess. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so okay match. Travis Banks, starting to enjoy him a little more. I guess he just needed a little exposure. I used to find him pretty vanilla, but watching him tonight, I thought, you know what? I like this guy. I'm interested. Yep. Okay, dude, this next part just made... It's stuff like this that I don't know how to take this kind of stuff, okay? When the Zaya Brookside's interview...
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
She's ready to fly. She's going to hit the NXT UK Universe with her.
Oh, man, I think she's been snorting pixie dust or something. This was ridiculous.
Actually, if she didn't have Brookside attached to her name, no one would know.
No one would care.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not that great of a wrestler. She's not that pretty. She's not that attractive. She's actually pretty plain. But I don't get it. Running around and doing this weird... I don't even... What? All I know is if I had been at the Performance Center that day and I was walking by and I glanced at that, I would be like, what's going on here? Like, are the drug addicts taking, like, is this like drug rehab day? Like, what's going on? This is just ridiculous. It boggled my mind, okay? Call me boggled. Then, now, Nina Samuels, they have a little thing with her. And, oh, man, it just really seems like promos from NXT UK women aren't the best.
You know, I told you when we first started covering, I'm like, I wanna see more from this Nina Samuels.
Yeah.
Man, I was like behind her, and now she's not really showed me anything. And I was like behind her from when we first talked about covering NXT UK.
Well, I thought you were going to say I was behind her, and now I'm in front of her because I can't stand her. But yeah, I mean, she did this weird crap sitting in front of a kind of a mirror, talking like a drama, like she was some actor on stage.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, she's basically a thicker. And please, in the name of Alanis Morissette, forgive me, folks, for bringing this name up.
Oh.
But she is basically a thicker Jenny.
Ooh. Oh.
Well, am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong here.
No, you're not wrong. It's like, the whole gimmick just like seems so similar to that one.
Yeah.
I swear if they pair these two up as a team, that's it.
Oh God, don't give out ideas, man. Oh, what are they gonna call them? The fashionistas? Oh, I will kill someone if that happens.
Oh no.
I will kill. All right. Let's move on. Piper Niven takes on Reina Gonzalez. Now,
Reina Gonzalez. Yep.
Piper Niven. What do you think of this girl, first of all?
I'm a fan. I like Piper Niven.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. I mean, she's a bit of a bigger girl, but she can move.
Yep.
I like Reina Gonzalez. She is the daughter of Rudy Gonzalez, the guy who trained Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
And I'm sorry, but a girl who's willing to wrestle in leather chaps, kind of liking it.
Actually, a quick story about Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I went to Adam as a friend on Facebook. I sent him a friend request. Mm-hmm. His post to me was, "Who's this?" and then weeks later, like, he came across this promo video I had created for him. He's like, "Did you make a video of me?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in trouble now."
Were you?
I'm like, I can take it down if you want. He's like, "Oh, hell no, I love it." I'm like, jeez.
So, have you talked to him since at all?
No.
Jesus.
he just disappeared after. I'm like, okay.
Oh, he ghosted you, man.
You're welcome for the video.
You thought you were getting some Netflix and chill, and all you got was ghosted.
I know.
All right. Piper Niven taking the match. She. I thought Reina did okay in this match. It was obviously they're really looking at Piper Niven to push her to the moon, though. As much as I've been a big fan of hers before she was in the WWE, back when she was touring, a lot of women's divisions.
Okay.
Obviously, they're setting her up down the road against Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that. I love Rhea Ripley. Anyways,
I know you. I know you're torn apart.
I am torn apart. Yeah, definitely. We got a weird interview with Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan. I like Amir Jordan. I know that guy. I've dealt with him quite a bit back when he was training here in Calgary. Fun guy. I don't know, though. They're kind of small. I mean, they're a good little comedy team.
I have a question. Why are all these backstage interviews so weird, like, with these guys?
Because they're definitely a joke, man. Like, they're not presenting them as serious threats. They're like Santino Morello. Like, they're like...
And I don't mean just these guys. I mean, like, these guys, Mustache Mountain, like their backstage interviews or vignettes or promos. I don't get it.
Yeah, it seems that UK has really got to work on this. Yeah. They have some pretty weak presentations. I mean, the wrestling's great, but maybe they just don't know how to really sell to people these characters, Right. And I'm glad you said that, because I feel that quite a bit. And I don't get it, because it makes you wonder if the stuff's being written for them, because you take somebody like Kaylee Ray. Mm-hmm. Now, I've seen her do a lot of stuff, and then we've seen her do her promos here, and she just comes across terrible, And even Piper Niven came across, when they had promos with her, not all that great. So, obviously, they either let these guys have some of the realism of themselves to show through, or write better for them, because it's weak right now. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking about weak and ridiculous, Gallus.
Oh, no.
They are, every week they are just even worse and worse to me. I'm getting to the point where I'm almost thinking in my mind that if I ever see Gallus matches coming up, I'm just going to turn them off and read the result. Like,
Right.
there's nothing interesting about these guys, and I don't know
No.
what they need done. I mean, they're obviously talented, but they're just presented terribly. And I mean, Gallus is a joke. If anyone thinks that's like
Yep.
a scary thing, you're wrong. It's a joke.
Look at Pete Dunne, what he did to Wolfgang. Wolfgang was supposed to be this big scary guy, and then he faced Pete Dunne.
Yeah, and what has Pete done? 5'4"? I mean, come on.
Jeez.
Not cool. Not cool. So they did some little crappy. They did another crappy thing of them being shot, walking around somewhere, talking about Scotland, their home and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything for me. Now I'm Scottish,
No.
man. My family's from Scotland,
Oh,
and Gallus does nothing for me. Nothing.
wow.
I
Yeah.
want to like them. I mean, man, I'd love to get behind some great Scottish wrestlers, but Gallus ain't them. All right. Then we were told that Williams and Amir Jordan will be facing the grizzled young veterans for the UK titles next week. So that'll be interesting.
I swear, I'm waiting for James Drake to just go insane and attack Zach Gibson.
Oh, Zach Gibson. I mean, people. He's one of those guys. When you heard a lot about him before they showed him, I was kind of excited to see what this is about because people were talking about him. And then when we got him, it's like, this is it. What were they talking about? Like,
My goodness.
no,
I mean,
not my thing.
Yep.
Now, main event: Walter facing Jordan Devlin in a non-title match, which was weird.
Yep.
I don't know why they just didn't make it a title match. This was a pretty hard-hitting affair. Devlin got in a little more than I was surprised at how much he got in here.
Yeah, he went after the leg a lot and tried to cut Walter down.
And did you notice Walter was bleeding from the mouth through parts
I
of his
did
match?
notice that, yes. Yep.
And I did notice that the commentators didn't mention it once.
Ooh, wow.
So that usually tells you that was real. That was something that they didn't want. They were trying to gloss over by not really bringing it up.
Wow.
But yeah, did it make Walter look not as intimidating? No, because when he did come back, he pretty much punched a hole through Devlin's chest with those chops of his.
That's all. Yep.
And if anything, it made Devlin look like maybe he's a bit more than we thought he was, because he's been a bit inconsistent in appearances. Walter's still looking great.
He's certainly a lot different in NXT than he is on the independent scene.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of these guys are, which is weird because for them anyways, because I mean, it's like for you to understand here, it'd be like being in Ontario and you wrestled through Ontario as like one character and then you signed with a company in Toronto and they made you a different character. But everyone's seen you all through Ontario, So it's kind of weird. The scene, the UK scene is pretty strange that way because there's still all those little companies and these guys have been all over the place and now they're in NXT exclusively, but people know them as different kind of wrestlers. So
Yep.
That's interesting to see. Now, at the end of the match, Walter gets the win. Pete Dunne comes out and we're told soon there will be a title shot, a rematch, which will be interesting. Pete Dunne and Walter. Overall, this week's show, I guess I'm just going to give it a B. It wasn't horrible. Wasn't great.
Yeah, there was no Jenny, so that's good. I'm going to give it a B.
You're wrong. There was a Jenny. Her name was Nina Samuels, wasn't it?
And there was no word that shall not be mentioned.
Yes. Yeah, I give it a B.
Yeah, B for me.
All right. Now, why don't we flip the coin and we head over to Impact? You tell me all the craziness that's going on.
Okay, so Impact, we start out with your favorite, Michael Elgin, coming out for his debut, and of course he cuts his promo, and I'm sure I'm mistaken about that. He's not your favorite, he's not mine either.
I do know this, folks. If you have a hard time sleeping, or you're one of those people that it's hard to get to sleep, just put on a Michael Elgin match or a promo. He'll have you sleeping in no time.
So, of course, this brings out Johnny Impact, and this brings out Pentagon, and Conan is out. Well, actually, Conan's out first, and he says he's now representing Pentagon, which confuses me.
Yeah. All the stuff with the Lucha Brothers, Conan, MLW, all these companies, it's all very confusing.
And then we have, in the opening match, we have Ace Austin defeating Petey Williams with the Fold to pick up the win.
Once again, Ace Austin doing his goofy crap when he comes out.
Again with this sick paper cut with the ace playing card.
Why doesn't somebody just take that playing card, shove it up his... Oh, anyways, go on.
The second match, it was Rosemary defeating Kiera Hogan, and then at the end she's attacked as Kiera just looks on from the rampway.
I want to love women's wrestling in Impact, but this crap with... Yeah, I just... Man, they're
Why do they keep dragging this out? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know what, I swear, I think this is the longest storyline that I've seen.
It's terrible. It's not even a good storyline.
No. Then we have an interview with Ty Valkyrie saying that she's beaten everyone that Impact's put in front of her, and then Madison Rain walks in and says she hasn't beat her, and that sets up a non-title match for next week.
Madison Rain always makes me kind of laugh a little bit. I mean, she's an okay wrestler, but she's sort of built like some hot mom. You know, she's like a middle-aged hot woman. And she looks like a middle-aged hot woman. Taya Valkyrie looks like that big butchy chick that'll beat you up.
Oh my god! I said the more I see Taya Valkyrie, I'm not a fan of Taya Valkyrie at all.
Well, the funny part of Taya Valkyrie, the more you see her, the more you look at Johnny Impact, you wonder which one drives, eh?
Then we had Phoenix defeating Eddie Edwards with his signature spinning muscle buster.
Love Phoenix, man. That guy can move. Like Eddie Edwards. I thought about Eddie Edwards today before going into the show. And me and you, I look back at the old days when Eddie Edwards was the solid wrestler. And I know me and you've had our, I don't know we're not the biggest fans of all this, like, psychotic Eddie business.
Right. Yep.
But I do have to admit, at least he's getting TV time and looked at more because, well, the old Eddie Edwards was a great wrestler. He was pretty boring personality.
Yeah, part of the Wolves along with the Davey Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have next week. There will be an OVE rules match with the 4 members against the Impact family, which will consist of Rich Swann, Willie Mack, Tommy Dreamer, and Falaba.
Man, how crappy are things get? OVE and Tommy Dreamer in the same matches. Ugh.
Also, another match set up for next week. Rob Van Dam makes his return. He confronts Ethan Page, and we're going to get that match next week as well.
Wow. They're letting him out of the old age home? That's awesome. Good on you, Rob.
However, the North was supposed to be facing LAX next week, but and Josh Alexander is mad that Ethan Page accepted the match. So Moose walks in and says he'll take Page's place in the tag team match.
Well, at least Moose is big.
And in our main event, it was Michael Elgin hitting the huge clothesline and a buckle bomb and a sit-out powerbomb to Johnny Impact to pick up the win.
Ugh. So now Michael Elgin is the #1 contender in one day.
Wow.
I mean, how low are they really that low on talent right now that they got to put Michael Elgin in there? Michael Elgin is like the black hole of where charisma goes.
Yeah. We talk about Kenny King, and but suddenly a new contender has emerged.
You know what? We may make fun of Kenny King, but I would watch 10 Kenny King matches before I'd watch one Michael Elgin match. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Michael Elgin is boring as hell. At least Kenny King, well, he's a bit of a mess. He's got some talent to him, and he's a bit exciting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a fan of the big Michael Elgin. I'm sorry, he's Canadian and all. I know that, but he's boring as hell. So,
indeed.
What do you think of this? This week, so much junk on this. I'm giving a C-.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go C- because it's just a whole lot of nothing. And then before the Impact results, I actually took down the Code Red results, which I'm not even going to bother going through. I just wanted to take a look at them for myself.
Yeah.
Off of the website.
Folks, if you really want to know what happened on Code Red, don't ask us. We don't care. Next.
So that's Impact for this week.
All right. Well, you know what? That leaves us our last show to look at, MLW Fusion.
MLW Fusion presented by Celina de la Renta and Promozione Dorado.
Nice. I'm glad you got all that in because I can never say it properly. Yes, this week Selena was the executive producer, so the entire show was flavored with all her guys taking out other people. And I got to tell you, this was actually a pretty darn good episode, man. Even the nonsense with Sami Callihan, which we'll get through, was actually kind of interesting. So, we start off with, this was kind of interesting because they're teasing now, maybe. You have Low-Key kind of getting ready for his match with Dega that night. and
Right.
he wants to talk to Selena, and she keeps blowing him off. She's like talking
Ooh.
dumb crap on the phone, and he's getting a little irked. So that was it. That was interesting. Uh, Finally, they open the show. They go to the back. We see Sammy Callahan. He was kicked out of the building apparently by Selena, and so he kidnaps, strong arms one of the cameramen, and breaks back into the arena with a knife yet. And
I,
folks,
I swear, seeing Sammy Callahan as somewhat of a face,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. This is we definitely. I gotta say, I gotta see how this is gonna go. I just gotta see how this is gonna go.
I'm intrigued. I want to see where this goes.
All right, so opening match, Low-Key versus Daga. You know what? I kind of thought maybe Daga would get a little bit of revenge here, but it was pretty much a low-key affair. Low-Key ended up, at least he didn't hurt Daga as much as he did the first time. I don't know if you remember that when he split his ear open. That was pre
Yes.
you joining our show. Me and the old host talked about that. That was a pretty bloody, messy match.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Yeah, no, but I did see, I think I saw, went back to watch, a replay, or they showed a replay when, on one of the MLW episodes that I was watching.
Now, Daga, he's an interesting dude. I'm really surprised he's not in with Selena and these guys, to be honest. He's not exactly an easy face. There's something about him that just kind of screams a bit of a jerk, but he's not the bad guy, so it was interesting. Low-Key, it was good to see. Call me a bit of a, I don't know, old school, but it was nice to see a Low-Key wearing wrestling gear instead of coming out in a suit and tie like he'd been doing for a while.
Yes.
So yeah, good match. Low-Key gets the win, but it was like a sneak win too. Like he had his foot on the rope, and the ref didn't call it. I'm not sure where they're gonna go with that, but Low-Key takes the cheap victory, takes off.
Okay.
All right. So then they show a little big thing talking about Tom Lawler will be going up against Contra Unit soon. That he's bringing in some surprise partner. We're not sure who it is yet, but should be interesting.
Yep.
They had a really ridiculous thing where they showed a little thing of him working out with that Ariel Dominguez. And Dominguez is like that little dude. Yeah.
Yep.
At the end, Dominguez puts him in like some kind of chokehold, and Tom just picks him up and walks out the door and walks down the street with him still holding on to his chokehold. It was pretty funny. Okay, now talk about two weird looking dudes. Gringo Loco, who's already one weird looking dude, taking on POD Los Angeles Park. Now, the son of Los Angeles Park, he reminds me of like Skeletor's evil elf. He's all green and skeletally looking, but he's skinny.
No. Is this guy's a heel as well, right?
Oh yeah. He's a bad guy.
Because I don't know, for some reason I saw when he came out, he took a flag from one of the fans.
Well, he is highly Spanish.
Okay, so that was just okay. That's all that was okay.
Gringo Loco going in was the face here, and HOD, the Los Angeles Park, ends up with the win, and the match was okay. It wasn't great. Like I said, he's so awkward looking, that dude. He seriously looks like if Skeletor met up with with the Grinch or something, and they had some weird elf child.
Oh wow!
It's just weird. He's so awkward looking.
Whoa.
And his gear is just...
Both of them are awkward looking. Both him and Los Angeles Park.
Yeah, but at least Gringo Loco, Los Angeles Park, son of, makes Gringo Loco look kind of normal.
I'm saying Los Angeles Park and El Hijo, the Los Angeles Park, both look awkward.
Yeah, that's for sure. I see what you mean. I guess they have that as a father-son thing going on. We got an interview with Joseph Samuel saying that Barrington Hughes is going to get his ass handed to him soon.
Wow.
And Joseph Fatu comes out, and they both say a lot of crap. And apparently, Joseph says that Barrington's unbeaten streak will end next week. So let's see how that goes.
Okay.
There was lots of stuff with Sammy Callahan sneaking around, doing stuff, stealing that Ricky guy's phone, a bunch of junk like that. It was actually interesting, though. I like how he confronted Selena on the phone. There's a weird chemistry that Selena has when she deals with people, which is pretty funny,
look at what Matt Warner said.
Yeah, when Matt Warner said that he would get fleas from sleeping with her, Her
Your
reaction was perfect.
genitalias, please.
Yeah, but she waited like 5 seconds, dumbfounded, then says this weak thing and then looks at the camera. Get out of my face. It was so good. Oh, man. You know what it made me think of? This is right off wrestling. I'm just going to throw this for a sec. I was watching the show American Housewife. I don't know if you've ever seen the show. And the main lady, Katie, she's kind of mean to everybody. But she's with her daughter's principal. And she says something, and she's like, "In your face, blah, blah, blah." And she's like, "Why in my face?" She goes, because, I don't know. And then later on, he says something, and he's like, "Ha, in your face, Katie." And she goes, "Ha, it bounces off me and goes back to you, double in your face." And he's like, "Wow, double in my face. How do you come back from that?" That's what Selena was like. That was what Selena was like with the, your genitalia, please. It was perfect. All right, let's get into the main event. L.A. Park versus Pentagon Jr. Now, poor Pentagon gets jumped at the beginning of this. Really doesn't get to do anything most of this match. Mostly, it's him just taking pummeling after pummeling from him. And I find it weird that they're pushing L.A. Park or Los Angeles so much because, God, the guy's got to be in his 80s or something like that. He's pretty damn old. Pentagon
That's
Jr.
crazy. So it's crazy. He's getting like all this resurgence like years later after WCW.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it. In WCW, he was at best a funny character who would hit people with a chair and dance around on it later.
Yeah, the chairman of the board or whatever they call them.
Yeah, and so now all of a sudden he's a legitimate contender. Interesting.
I know.
He won Battle Riot, so I mean, he's obviously got a match coming up if he wants against Lawler.
What's going on here? What world are we living in?
I don't know, but it's a weird one. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid when Pentagon Jr. pretty much gets jobbed out here, because he did. He got jobbed out in this match. He got barely anything in. He got a cool flip jump off the rope, but man, 80% of this match was him just getting beat on by Park.
Wow.
So in the end, Park wins. Then there was this moment that I thought was so funny. And I guess you knew it was coming. This is wrestling. There was this giant gift, this giant box on stage that the sponsors had sent out for Selena. So she calls Los Angeles over afterwards, and they're going to open it up. And guess what was inside? Mance Warner. Mance comes out kicking the crap out of Los Angeles Park. So I'm going to give, you know what, it was a fun little episode for me. I'm actually going to give this one an A this week. It's a rare that I give an A, but this was fun compared to all the other stuff. I had a good laugh. There was some good wrestling.
Yeah,
there was some strange stuff.
I'm going to have to go with an A as well. MLW is always a fun watch.
Yeah, you know, it took me a long time to figure out why I kept saying I liked MLW so much. And it's because they hit the mark that Raw tries to do, but unfortunately on a much smaller scale. They actually have scenarios that are funny, that lead to storylines that make sense. And they have some tremendously good wrestling, and it's shot in a really neat style. Like, you know, it looks big time, even though it's not as big as a lot of companies. You get the feeling you're watching a big time company. The problem with ROH and Impact is they sometimes especially Impact, when Impact tries to do stories and things, they just do them so poorly, or they do them so ridiculously, like all the Undead Bride stuff, that it just takes you out of it, you know? ROH is bare minimum. You don't see much at all of backstage. You don't see much skits or anything like that.
No, hardly any backstage stuff.
And I think we already talked about how NXT UK really needs to work on that stuff, because they have the budget, they have the people, but man, they are not producing good segments.
Now I have a question about the ending of MLW.
Yes.
Did Mance pull his knee pad up and knee pad down?
No, unfortunately, it was like he ran out of the box, started punching at Los Angeles, and they kind of went to like over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't show you how it turned out, but I love Mance Warner.
He's funny, man. I love Mance. Mance is awesome.
And you know what? We've discussed this before. If you told us a couple months ago that there's this guy named Mance Warner, and you described it to him, we would have been like, "This is going to be garbage." You know?
Right? I mean, we were crapping all over that vignette that they showed promoting his arrival.
Yeah, his first couple vignettes before we actually got to see him in action.
Yeah.
We were crapping on the guy. Now we're getting crapped on because he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. That's our look at our 4 major shows of the week. We talked about a New Japan. It's this segment of the thing where we go into a little thing we like to call the Book of Shame.
The Book of
Elio?
Shame, man. Here we go.
Open the book and tell us what kind of junk we got floating in there today.
Oh, man. First off, we have Ace Austin.
Well, as our poll shows, Ace Austin, you're staying in. Grow up, buddy.
The NXT UK backstage interviewer.
I'm going to let this one go. We haven't seen that person in a while.
So take him out?
Take him out. We'll take him out for now.
All right. You are out. You're free to go. Okay, next up is Facade.
He's got... I'm sorry. Facade is even goofier than Ace Austin.
Actually, I'm going to send you something offline. I found some interesting information on Facade, and it's just as weird as he is.
Oh, brother. Okay. We'll talk about it next week, too. Send it to me. I'll read it. We'll talk about it next week, and we'll make fun of it next week in the book.
Then we have that word that you love so much.
That word stays in. I don't want to say. I said it mockingly today. I think I might have to burn my tongue.
Oh no. We have Dex's Jimmy Havoc.
Oh yeah, gross. And now that Ace Austin's like pulling your finger paper crap is even worse. So yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that's disgusting. That paper cuts that he's delivering like during matches. Yeah. Okay, Madman Fulton.
Yeah, as long as you're part of OVE, you're gonna be a joke.
Nigel McGuinness.
Oh, Nigel McGuinness. I'm so mad at you. I'm keeping you another week.
Rich Swann. You know what? Rich Swann can deny it all he wants. Rich Swann, you, sir, are OVE. If you're gonna do the crap that Sami Callihan does, you are OVE.
Yeah, you're gonna swallow his spit that hit you in the face or chest or wherever. Yeah. Rich Swann, yeah.
Speaking of Sami Callihan, he's the next entry.
Dude, Sami Callihan's never leaving. Even if he becomes a good guy in MLW, I can't see him leaving us.
Along with the Chris Brothers and Tommy Dreamer. Those are the final 2 entries.
Okay, they're like lifetimers. I can't see any reason we would take out the Chris Brothers or Tommy Dreamer. So yeah, they're lifetimers. Now, do we have anybody? Right. Do we have anybody this week we want to throw in there? Because I
can't really think. Oh, okay. What's your nominee? Because I can't really think of anyone. Okay, what do you have?
I think of a very sad time where a dimensional rift opened up and Skeletor fell out and landed on the Grinch's mother, and they created Hio de Los Angeles Park, who is the goofiest looking masked man I've seen in a long time. So yes, he's so goofy ass looking. Hio de Los Angeles Park, you are in the Book of Shame.
In the book.
You just read the book of shame.
Oh my. Yeah, if you're gonna dress ridiculous, I mean, Flood looks ridiculous, but we haven't seen him in forever, so.
Yeah.
Because.
Fasad's almost going to make it out eventually because he never had a career or something. I don't know. I feel bad for the dude.
So, El Hio de Los Angeles Park. That's a new entry in the book.
Now, fans, we last week, we mentioned we were going to do 2 polls. We decided the week as it got busy, we just did 1. Let's try that poll again. The other one we were going to do was, what is the most disgusting thing that you have seen in wrestling? And remember, I want to hear from I would love to hear people tell me stuff you've seen on the independents. WWE, it's always easy to pull stuff out of there. It's always there, right? I mean, even the example I used was Tommy Dreamer drinking Undertaker's spit juice from tobacco.
But he even did it at Code Red. The one video that I saw on the website, he did something disgusting, or he drank something disgusting during his match.
Yeah, so, folks, we may end up getting just a whole bunch of Tommy Dreamer stories, but I'm curious. Have you seen something? I mean, I remember once, was there apparently Adam Cole, years ago, did a match where, the loser was thrown in feces or something stupid like that? I don't know. I'd like to hear. Sometimes promoters come up with the worst crap you can imagine.
Yeah, seriously.
And, I'm curious of what kind of weird-ass junk is out there. So, now, Elio, we have, I'm thinking, a lot of wrestling coming up from New Japan. We have the
Yes.
Super 8 tournament coming. Or I keep saying Super 8. Sorry, the Best of Super Juniors tournament, which I'm actually kind of excited. There should be some good matches in there.
Yep.
We have coming up Dominion, which already has 3 great main events. So we have our regular shows weekly. I know our. Oh wait, I forgot Best of the. Was it the Best of the World? That's 3. Shit, man, we got like 3.
I think War of the Worlds on
War of the Worlds, not Best Worlds.
Yeah,
War of the Worlds.
that begins on May 8th. Actually.
Yeah, that is like 3 nights, man.
Oh, we were supposed to. I had the matches listed under the ROH news.
Oh, did you? Well, yeah. What the hell?
There's like 4 matches.
Okay, let's go really quick over them before we go.
So we have Evil and Sonata taking on Satoshi Kojima and Yuji Nagata.
That's
NWA. Sorry,
that's a weird matchup. Okay, go on.
NWA National Champion Colt Cabana taking on James Storm.
Yeah.
And then we have ROH TV Champion Jeff Cobb versus Roosh versus Jay Lethal versus PCO.
PCO. But I love Jeff Cobb. Sorry. Awesome. Go
And
on.
of course, the long anticipated match, ROH and IWGP Tag Team Champions Guerrillas of Destiny taking on the Briscoes.
That is going to be one damn good match.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. We'll cover all this. Well, we'll try and cover it all. We're not going to, obviously, with ROH having 3 nights of this, we're only going to talk about the main matches, whether we watch even all of it or not. We're still only going to talk the main matches.
Yeah, this one is going to be on May 12th, on the final night.
Yes.
I think this one will be. And there's also going to be, who's the new NWA Women's Champion again?
Oh, yeah, Sienna?
Sienna? Okay, she's going to defend the championship against Marty Bell.
Yeah, that's nothing special. Okay. All right. Well, folks, obviously me and Elio have 2 or 3 weeks of some serious wrestling to watch. Join us on this journey, man. We're going across the Indies. We're going to find some good stuff. We're going to Japan. We're going to England. We're going all over the place.
I even find a lot of good stuff that you don't tell me to watch. I just like watch them on my own.
And that I like. And you find, and hey, fans, when Elio does find something cool, he tells me, and I check it out too. And who knows? Maybe you're going to get every now and then reports from some place we never ever talk about because something cool happens, like NWA. We talk Crockett Cup, but we rarely talk NWA. So that was kind of a treat.
Yep.
Now, you know what, folks? I hope you had a good time. We like to sit back. We like to talk about wrestling. We like to analyze wrestling. We like to joke about wrestling. But we're not the only show out there. On this same great fine network that you're finding us on, you are going to find Wrestling POV. That's our original sister show. We're only up to like episode 27. They're like episode 7,012,000 or something like that.
167, I believe they are at.
167. They have that Life for Their Tony. They got Mimi. She's mean to me, by the way, that Mimi chick. Rick Serrano, who we're up and down with, and that damn puppet.
I'm telling you,
Miguel Cole.
dude, just let that lawsuit go. What's the matter with you? What are you doing to those guys over there?
Yeah, I mean, have you tasted the water, Miguel? What do you think you're going to get out of a lawsuit from these guys? It's not like we got much money here. Speaking of which, fans, if you want to set up a GoFundMe for me and Elliot. No, anyways. So, yes, please check out Wrestling POV on this same fine network. You find our show every Wednesday. You find their show every Saturday. Some fun stuff. And you know what? We have coming up, I'm going to throw it out there really quick, our AEW points, PPV points game coming up. We're going to talk more about that. That's your chance to bet on these matches. And the way you do it is you like the page, you put together your brackets, you send them into us, you share it, and you have a chance to win a $50 Amazon gift card. That is the number one prize. Me and Elio, we're going to enter this game too. We are not eligible for that prize if one of us manages to win.
Or a loot crate.
Oh, I don't know if that loot crate's still up, man. I don't know. Last time they didn't really mention it, so I didn't want to get too just in case the loot crate's not there.
Yes, this is true.
So we'll definitively know when the week of our pay-per-view if that loot crate's available. It'll be up there. And folks, I got to tell you, somebody won the Amazon gift card last time, took the Amazon gift card instead of the loot crate. I do know I took a peek at a few of the items in there. There's some cool crap in that thing, man. So if
Wow.
you're a wrestling fan, the crate is the way to go. Just saying. But so, and we'll go over next week. We'll talk a little bit more about the points game, exactly how it's played. Now, you know what, folks? You can find us all over the place. You can find us on iHeartRadio. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes. I think if you lift up a rock in Russia and scream in a cave, you can find us.
You can find us on YouTube.
That's a thing? YouTube? Okay, sure.
YouTube, Podbean.
Yeah, not to be mixed up with RedTube. I accidentally told somebody to look up something on RedTube.
Oh, no.
Folks, do not look up that stuff. Yeah, don't look that up.
What is your mind at?
It was an accident. I was thinking of the Red YouTube. Well, because you know YouTube Premium has this Red thing, right? I said
okay.
RedTube. I didn't know RedTube was a porn channel. Okay, and so yeah, I got quite reamed out by my friend when he went to go look up what I thought on RedTube, and he was not impressed with me. So, folks, it is YouTube, not RedTube.
Wow.
And how can people get a hold of us, Elio? Suppose people want to say, you know what, Legend, you're awesome, and Elio, you're passable. How can they?
Oh, no.
How can they write in and tell us these things?
Okay, so you can do all that by going to Facebook at Wrestling POV Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Wrestling POV1, and Twitter, Wrestling POV.
That's excellent. You know what, folks? I always like to tease around with Elio, but he's my main man here. The gentleman himself is. You know, I couldn't do this without you, brother. And I'm so glad that every week you take that opportunity to sit down and we talk some wrestling, man, and we talk some fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. So, folks,
it's a lot of fun.
We really. Hey, you know what? We know we have folks around the world. We've got numbers coming in, and they're showing us some of the country breakdowns. Mm-hmm. I mean, we get folks from like China, Japan, England, Ireland, Germany, even my favorite place, Russia. So I say privyet to all you Russian friends, guys. We love hearing from you, and even sometimes we'll even post. But hey, come on, send in some notes. Tell us a little bit about what you like about wrestling, because I know. We don't just do this because, you know, we're bored and we don't have lives or something like this. You know, we got full lives, but just wrestling, this stuff adds so much to our lives. And I'm a big fan of indie wrestling, as it's so called. I guess I'm just not a fan of the WWE as much. I watch it a little bit, but I really love hard-hitting action like we're seeing in some of these companies.
No, you know what? I find the independent stuff a lot more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, and it makes more sense, which is weird. But folks.
Yep.
We look forward to seeing you next week. Elio, say goodbye to the people. I'm your host, the legend T. James Logan, and this is my co-host, Elio Canella, saying goodbye.
We will talk to you all next week.